In this video, I'm going to say a few words about office sluts. These are women who use their uh, femininity or feminism. I don't know the correct form of this word, the applicable form. I mean, they use their womanhood to take advantage in the office, and at the same time, they pollute the environment, the working environment of the office. I have met such women on a number of occasions. When I worked for Panjiri, I met a few like such, and also when I worked for Novadut Publications, there too I faced one. Now let's talk about Panjiri first because that was the thing I encountered first. In the science section, the geography in charge Nasrin Munni. Nasrin Sultana Munni probably was her name. And another lady was Pithika Rani Munshi. She was the in charge of chemistry. Now, these two women, they were good friends with each other, and both of them turned on me. Actually, the in charge of physics department, Said Bhai, when he prepared a writing bill for me, it was like 2,34,000. Only the CQ, the question and answer solution writing bill for physics second paper, that was back in 2013 probably. And so only the writing bill was 2,34,000 for only one person, that was me. So actually, to prepare such bill, they needed witness. So Bithika Rani Munshe, the Hindu lady and unmarried, at that time she was unmarried, she became the witness, she signed it, but at the same time something was planted in her mind, like how could a writer's bill, only the writing bill, could be of such a huge quantity, because there are other bills like the editing bill, right? So that's when she started to think that maybe I and Said Bhai, the in charge of physics department, she thought that the two of us were engaged in some sort of, financial manipulation, monetary manipulation, and by that time I had grew, enmity with her because she gave me false promise, like back in the month of February 2013, when our physics book for class 9 was published. She gave me false promise that on false rates, like a lot of money, if I would be working for chemistry department. She the proofreading, simple proofreading purpose, she would offer me huge amount of money. This was false promise. Uh, she promised me, like, even 300 or 400 taka per forma if I would proofread them. So I finished the 2 weeks of work for them. As a result, their book was a little more correct. If would be without me. But once the work was finished and the book was published, she said she would be giving me the regular rates, like probably 100 or 150 per forma. Today, I confess that the work was not huge, of huge quality. I just checked whether the probable answer was there. I was not very good or a specialist in chemistry. I confess that, and I admit that. But it was also true that she offered me false promise. So that's when That's when the enmity grew between me and her. And another thing is that since at that time, back in the start of uh, 2013, she didn't have, she was like, I was 33 years old and she was 36 years old, and she was unmarried and also didn't have a, possibly didn't have a boyfriend. She wanted me for a boyfriend, which was evident through her gestures and body language. But because of this incident, I didn't show that much interest towards her, because I knew that she was a person who would be coming up with false promises. Okay. So, a few months later, when it was the time for preparation, the writing bill for intermediate physics second paper, the 2,34,000 taka bill, it was prepared by, signed by, and the witness was Bitika Munshi. She signed it, and at the same time, this particular thought came into her mind, whether the two of us, me and Said Bhai, were involved in monetary corruption. And since she had enmity towards me as a person, because there was a dispute and exchange of hot words between me and her, I reminded her that actually what were the actual rates she promised, but since she denied and refused to pay me on that scale, so definitely, surely, exchange of some hot words between her. So since then, we were not exactly in good terms. Okay. So she didn't take me kindly. That means whenever she had a chance to deal with me, to see me, she decided to use that opportunity. And also, she was envious to Said Bhai, because she was the chief of chemistry department and Said Bhai was that for physics department. So there was a competition between them. So the head of R&D was Sunil Kumar Dhar at that time, and since both Sunil and Priti were Hindus, so they were kind of close to each other. And also by that time, I mean like let's say July or August of 2013, as far as I know, which I came to know later via side by that Sunil's younger brother Ratan Kumar Dhar, he became with his boyfriend. So the relation between Sunil and Bithi were definitely to another level, high level, very good relation. Okay, hold on a moment. So when Bithi informed Sunil about this, Sunil took this thing seriously, and in the month of February 2014, there was an office meeting at Panjiri, and Sunil directly accused Said Bhai of that I mean so-called or her imaginary monetary corruption. I said imaginary because he didn't have any proof, only this was imagined by Bithi and by him. So you see, Bithi used her womanhood or feminism, femininity, or what is the, if for man, if it is masculinity, then what is the word for women? Maybe femininity or feminism, or the womanhood. She used it against the physics department. I was the biggest and most talented writer for physics department, and Said Bhai was the in charge. So she used her womanhood to knock the both of us. Okay, and then the in charge of geometry, Nasrin Sultana Muni. She joined BT. She already understood that actually since BT was using her womanhood, so BT became, and also she was a Hindu, so she became the most powerful entity in the whole science department, between the departments like physics, chemistry, biology, maths, etc. Geography also. So Nasrin decided to side with BT because she understood that actually Said Bhai was already weakened at that time. So now these two women, they started a lot of whispering against me and Said Bhai. It was evident from their whisper was that she all the time all the time talk about the imaginary uh, financial corruption that we did. Now, I don't know about Said Bhai. He could have done that with other people because there was a person named Shajib. So with that boy from Titimir College, the boy was good looking when he was a proofreader, not a writer. With that boy, Said Bhai could have done something which I am not sure of, but Said Bhai was not successful in doing any financial manipulation via me. And also, you know, uh, Nasrin was kind of, pissed off, irritated due to my constant presence in the physics department. And since physics department was adjacent to geography department, so and I and Nasrin was almost the same age. I am from intermediate batch 99. She was from 2000, so only 1 year gap. We could be the same, could be of same age. So because of this, and also because of the adjacency, or what is that called, Nasrin actually was annoyed with me. Also. And once she was short tempered because she had a she stumbled with the chair put, and she thought that I put the chair that way, so she decided to scold me. She raised her voice addressing me, and I didn't take that lightly. So I knew that I held a grudge against her because of that, because she decided to insult me. So I knew that both Nasrin and Biti were up to no good, and they were against me. So within a short time, possibly Nasrin also started using her womanhood. Biti was Shunil's younger brother's girlfriend, while Nasrin chose to be, in my estimation, she chose to be Sunil's own girlfriend. Sunil was married, but I guess, and it was evident that, although, I mean, how people define character, it is not. I do not I do not say that he was without character, but according to the norms of Bangladeshi society, it was evident that Sunil didn't have character. She had problematic, and Sunil may have used her as his part-time girlfriend. Okay, and when we had a trip back in 2019, in the month of October, to Bhavna Gazipur, to Bharatapa Printers, Panjari's own establishment. In the night, I saw Sunil and Nasrin to be very close to each other. It was evident that both of them drank, and I don't know what happened later, but it was evident that something was up. Later, when at the month of October or November 2015, when there was a problem between Ratan Kumar Dhar and Vidhi Munshi, they got separated, and that's when Vidhi's immoral activities regarding money they caught up, and they were challenged by Panjiri authorities. That's when she was compelled to leave Panjiri. And also when Nasrin had her second child, her body structure collapsed. So maybe Sunil lost interest, and that's when within a short time she was also expelled from Panjiri. But these two women, Nasrin and Bithi, they took full advantage of their womanhood while were in office, and also especially Nasrin was very busy, showcasing her, all the curves of her body, and that which is and on the contrary, Mithi dressed normally, but both of them were office sluts because they used their womanhood to take advantage, uh, to do monetary corruption, for promotion purpose, and also what. Now I'm going to say about Navadut, what happened there. There was a lady from Buet, Mechanical Engineering Department, probably from March 2016 or 2017, and I was the reason she got a chance to work for Navadut Publications at the Math Department. And at that time, back in, I'm talking about 2024, at that time, Obaidul something, the person Mahmoud Obaidul Haq, he was the in charge of Math Department. He was a proofreader, but authority preferred him because his proofreading work was excellent. So they preferred him over me. The authority thought that if they lost a Boetian, they could hire another only by pending money, because the way they got Megraha so easily because of my foolishness. So they were now confident about hiring more Boetians. If one Boetian left, no problem, they could hire more Boetians. So that's when they started to prefer Ubaidul Haq over me. And this lady Megraha, although I was primarily responsible for her recruitment, but when she got into the office, she seemed to incline towards Ubaidul. She understood that if she wanted to retain her job, uh, she had to bow down before Ubaidul. And she started to dress very provocatively, showing all her curves, even especially the day when she would leave Dhaka for her hometown Khulna. She would dress very provocatively, showing all the curves clearly, and to make sure, she made sure that her Burj Khalifas were pointing towards the face of Mr. Obaidul. She even got very close to his face, very close, like only 60. Now, at that time, Obaidul did not have his wife with him. That means they settled, his wife and children, they settled in their hometown, Rajshahi Chapa Nawabganj. So he was in need of a girlfriend, and Megraha could be that. And I got sure the way Obaidul all the time looked at, Megraha's body language. It was evident that he liked her. Because whenever he got a chance, he looked at her, he ogled at her, the body cups. Okay, so it has been 6 to 7 months after I left Navadut. I'm sure that by this time she already have pinned her, he already have pinned her, managed her, persuaded her, convinced her to get into bed. I'm sure of that. Now these ladies, the three ladies I just mentioned, Nasrin Sultana Munni from Chanpur, Matlab, Itika Rani Munche from Chalakati Borishal, and also Megraha, a Hindu lady, another Hindu lady from Khulna. These three ladies, they were definitely office sluts because they used their womanhood to get promotion, to take unfair advantage, and to make their job permanent. So you should always stay away from this sort of office sluts. And also I am asking the women, whoever the careerist women, please do not behave like this. Please be avoid. Try to avoid being office slut. This will actually bring good to your career. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.